facilitators, and welcome to another video on the Waves of Communication channel. I'm very happy you're here. My name is Marci Melzer. I'm an intuitive speech language pathologist and natural spoken language facilitation consultant. And today I'm talking about energy work. So I have mentioned that I'm an intuitive and I want you to benefit from energy work. And before you click off thinking that this is some kind of woo-woo spiritual, you're going to have to get out your crystals and tarot cards. This is about the energy that you have. Energy's everywhere. And I want you to have an open mind with this video because I do have some real practical strategies that you can use that might be the key that helps you get over the hump, the thing that's keeping you stuck in wherever you are stuck right now. So yeah, let's get into it. Energy work helps you make faster progress because it focuses on what you're doing. So I just want to remind everybody that wavesofcommunication.com is the place for you to go if you want to know about how to connect with your late talker, how to become a certified professional, how to join my newsletter, how to get a free get started guide. All of that stuff is at wavesofcommunication.com. And today on this video, I'm going to be showing you how communication is energy and what that means. And as a facilitator, how it's important for you to understand this and use these tools. Because I'm going to show you how we use energy to take action. And I'm going to show you how energy habits can block progress, what they are, how to spot them. And I'm going to help you identify the energy habits that trigger progress, as well as how to change your energy for faster progress. Because we know as facilitators, the one thing that you have control over is yourself. And, I want you to see and understand the very best things that you can do. So, hey, Sarah, thank you for joining me. And thank you for all of you who are watching, who are my members, and those of you who are watching live and on the replay. This is going to be a really great video. So let's dig into what we're going to be talking about. Again, remember, communication is energy. And smart facilitators, you work with energy. You don't ignore it or write it off as something that somebody else does. This is what you do because energy is everywhere. It's abundant. It can be measured, which means that you can identify how well you're using your energy. I'm going to show you how in this video. And then I'm even going to show you how energy can be changed in quality so you can elevate or decrease your energy, and it can be saved or wasted, and how energy flow can be directed or stopped. Now, it can't be created or destroyed, but it is everywhere and we can work with it. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. See, because energy is always ready to respond. And this is an old adage everybody should understand. The first number one thing about energy work is where your attention goes. That's where your energy flows to. And that's where your action shows because you get inspired, you get an idea, you get inspired, and then you take action. And see, energy is measured by level of vibration. So the cause and effect of the energy quality that you are habitually using, projecting, living in, right? This is how things are affected. And the level of vibration, they do measure them in hertz, but you don't have access to a hertz measurement device. But what you do have access to is how you feel. And that's what these indicator words here are. Low vibe things are feelings like guilt, shame, apathy, grief, and high vibe things are feelings like enlightenment, peace, joy, and love, and reason and acceptance, right? Those things that are way up high. So this is what happens. Cause and effect of energy quality, bring your energy up high or bring your energy down low. So this is how you're going to identify and measure it by how you feel. So remember, You need to understand this as a language facilitator because you are facilitating communication, and communication at its root level is energy. Energy is the source of our ideas and motivations to take physical action. We don't do anything unless we're motivated or we get the idea about it, and that comes from energy. There is no place in your brain that the ideas are coming from. It's coming from energy that's flowing through your body. And communication happens when we identify what that message is and we want to share it, or we want to trigger someone else to do something because we know our communication, when we share a message, it makes other people do things. If at the very least, listen to us and respond to what we're saying, just like I'm doing with you here on this video. Now, the intention vibe, that's what we're kind of talking about here, of the communication, the intention, what you the intend behind it, the reason. That's the vibe, right? Is it out of guilt or is it out of acceptance, right? Where is it coming from? The intention vibe of the communication, that indicates what you say. And then the energy behind that, the feelings, like the meaning or what I want this to do, is the intention. And then the emotions behind that intention, that's the energy vibe. And that's behind the communication, that indicates the method of delivery and how you say it. So you can see how, I'm just going to pull this back, how the quality of your energy, your vibration, if it's a high vibe vibration, the quality of what you say in your communication is going to be high quality. And when you're in a low vibration energy, the quality of the energy is low vibration. So the quality of the communication is also going to be low vibration. And remember, the reasons we use communication is because we want to cooperate with other people to make something happen. We want to make people help us. We want to help other people. We want to explain something. We want to understand something. We want to ask questions. We want to make sure that that other person understands our message, so they will respond in the way that we intend and we're motivated to do. All of that is energy. And remember, none of this happens when you're, this is your nose, this is your ear, this is your head. This is all the underlying energy underneath the communication. And that's why understanding how communication is energy is really important. And that's why I explained it in this way, so you can see where the quality of energy will affect directly the quality of communication, because communication is energy and you are facilitating a better quality communication. Now, please subscribe. I'm very, very close to 8,000 subscribers. So if you could hit that subscribe button right now, if you haven't already, that would be super helpful for me. And share this video. Certainly like it right now, because this is going to be one of those that is going to be life-changing for people when you decide to make real changes. Okay, now, this is what we're going to be doing with energy work. It focuses on raising up that vibe, right? And there's 3 ways that we can address this communication energy and make our experience move up this energy vibe scale that I've got here for you. So remember, out of these bottom feelings, shame, guilt, fear, all of these desire, I can't wait for my kid to talk, all of that stuff. And then on top is this peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance. Now, of these things in the middle here get you up the scale, because the idea here is to keep moving up. And it's always a process. Your vibe is going to always go up and down based on these 3 kinds of energy. So let's talk about these kinds of energy. We're going to start with the physical energy, because parents do need lots of physical energy to be facilitators. And the quality of the energy, the physical energy that you put in, is going to make a difference in the outcome that you get. That's why this video is all about getting better, faster, the more desirable progress when you use energy work. And remember, the problems that you have in physical areas, sleep, diet, wellness, relationships, money, these things that you are feeling, that you are focusing on, because where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you are struggling and still in these struggles, yeah, with anything physical, that's going to bring your energy down. And facilitators with high energy can change. Facilitators with low energy can't do it. And that's why you quit and you fail. We'll talk about these habits and what these things look like. Excuse me. All right, next thing we're going to learn about physical energy is that it's controlled with the body. Now, energy is used, physical energy, the intention, we use it to make something happen with our body, right? This is what we're going to do. Our body, we're going to make it. We're going to say something to trigger. We're going to physically do something. And we want to make things happen through our communication. Now, the verbal speech and nonverbal communication style, that's again what is reflected in your physical energy. And the physical aspects of communication, they use energy. You can't make speech come out of you without energy. So what I want to think about is when you look at the quality, that's what I've given you some aspects here of communication energy, the things that you say and how you communicate, because we're talking about communication, physical communication energy. And you can control it and measure its loudness, its frequency or pitch. That's if it's high or low, or if you change it, if you're sing songy, any of that, that's the pitch. And you can change that. The rate, of course, the speed, and then are you actually talking with just your body by visual demonstration or actually physically hands-on? So in addition to what you say, are you forcing, touching, handling, manipulating, grabbing, touching those fingers, holding some down, whatever that physical touch? These are the ways that the quality of the energy, physical communication energy, is controlled with the body. And now I'm going to give you some examples of low frequency energy and high frequency energy. These are the habits. So when I talk about these habits, this is how this energy vibration that you are projecting is manifested. What you do, and the physical thing is all about what you do. So we're going to talk about the things that you are doing. You are spending your time and physical energy and money and things on that are low vibe, coming from the low vibe feelings, energies, desperation, guilt, shame, all of those things, okay? And these are the habits that show that you are projecting low vibe energy from a physical standpoint. And then we've also got the intellectual and the emotional. So we're going to talk about the low vibe things that you're doing and the high vibe things that you're doing, because you're probably doing things in both, because you are facilitating. It's truly, things are getting done. Let's talk about what they are. These low vibe physical habits, these are the things that block language progress. And remember, I've told you about these before, but some of these things are things that you are hiding. And if there is any addiction to food, junk food, health food, whatever kind of food, like we have to eat this way or I want to eat this way, that's addiction, right? And then substance, maybe drugs, alcohol, whatever you're using, mushrooms, who knows what. And then breastfeeding is a low vibe addiction that you and your child can fall into. And then also shopping. And that's shopping for therapy, shopping for stuff. What else do we need to build in our house? This is things that give your energy away. And then yelling, punishment, fights over removal of tech. You can have it, you can't have it. Kids are trying to sneak it. You're trying to hide it. You're trying to take them places that don't have it. You're telling people to shut it off, all that. Okay. And then hand over hand guidance. I'm just going to say like that. If you are having to put your hands on your kids to get them to understand you, this is a problem. And then restraint or isolation, obviously that's low vibe from cooperative experiences. We'll talk about why that happens in the emotional and intellectual things, but it's a physical thing that happens. And this is a habit. You have left your kid alone or avoided them. And then overuse of habit any of these habits, tablet, phone, TV, whatever you use for behavior management, because these are the low vibe habits that block progress. But they come from emotional states of real feelings. These feelings are real that keep these things low and high. And nobody's discounting that you're having these feelings. I'm just telling you that the behaviors that come from them are low or high vibe. And here's the high vibe: physical habits, things that people do every day to get their kids talking faster. And it happens, seems like it's magically, because this is where your attention goes, your energy flows, and your action shows. But this is what's happening in the families where children are making faster progress than even the parents would anticipate. These parents take care of themselves and their kids with new health and wellness tools. They're not obsessed over them. They just feel good. They work hard to feel good. They have a little bit of the stuff that you're not supposed to have, and they have, everything's planned out, organized. They've decluttered their house to keep the space organized so that the vibration is clean and clear, and they know and they can focus, and they're not in chaos of messes all the time. And these parents are keeping their hands off their kids while teaching and teaching and teaching. And if you are going to decide to keep your hands off your child, you're going to have to decide to teach in a new way. And we're going to talk about those habits. But this is what parents have decided to do to raise their vibration, and they are seeing faster progress. These parents are planning ahead to avoid triggers into low vibe action. So remember, because they're planning ahead and they're realizing, oh no, we could have this problem, we could have this problem, we could have this problem, they address those issues before they go, so they don't have those issues anymore, and the vibe stays high. Everybody's happy, nobody's sad, and nobody's melting down anymore. These people are consistent. They're consistently talking more to their kids. That's the highest vibe of ever, because they're connecting 2 to 3 hours of language models that they weren't previously providing. So these are the physical habits that will either keep you stuck or help you start moving forward, okay? High vibe physical habits. All right, so now we are going to move. The next area is the intellectual part of energy, okay? Remember, it's because all communication's energy, and how you bring your facilitation energy to this project, it matters. It matters a lot how you go about things. And what you need to do is, it means you have to have an open mind. You can't be a dictator. You have to really be open to the flexibility of it facilitating and not making your kid do something, okay? So focus on what's wrong brings more of it to your awareness, and then you're stuck in, is it this, is it that, is it videos, is it autism, is it this, was it a disease, was it the diet, was it any of all this, what is wrong, what did we do wrong, the guilt, the shame, those low vibe energy things. When you focus on that, you just get more of that energy, and it keeps you low. And then the facilitators with flexible energy, they focus on ability, and they get things done no matter how. They figure it out. They, use their tools. They hold hands. They keep everybody happy the whole way. I'm going to talk about the habits that they use, okay? Because the quality of your mind, your intellectual energy, how you bring it to this process really, really matters. And intellectual energy is controlled with the mind. That's why open-minded is what you need when you come into this project, because energy is used based on control and attachment, intellectual energy, right? I want to make this happen through, I'm going to make you do something, and I'm attached to the outcome. Everybody's going to finish their workbooks. Everybody's going to, book coaching calls, whatever. If I'm attached to that outcome, then I'm going to try to control you to make you do it. And that's out of fear and all that stuff. Remember, we're going to talk about how intellectual energy is controlled with the mind. Mind games are used to control because somebody's attached to some outcome, okay? You know what you know, what you know. It's your truth. This is intellectual energy. If you know something, you're going to act on what you know and what's true. You're not going to do what you don't believe. And that's the next thing, your belief systems. You're going to compare your truth to others. Is it the same? Is it different? Are we the same? Are they as good as us or bad at us? This is the high and low versions. We're going to talk about it, right? But this is where this energy is controlled. How you control, what you're attached to, what you know, and what you're open-minded to learn, okay? And then environmental programming, this is the community of our truth and how attached you are to that community and whatever that community is, whether you're like virtual autism is a thing or virtual autism is not a thing, however attached you are to that is how high or low your energy is going to be. It's very interesting how this intellectual energy, mind control, is super powerful, right? The opinions and judgments, they justify our truth. So you can think about how people have used intellectual energy on you. Like I just talked about, if I want to make you do something, I can play mind games with you to try to make you do something. But the idea is for you to be in control of your own mind and have it be open. We're going to talk about what these habits look like, the low vibe habits, right? This is the things that keep you stuck and not making progress, blocking language progress, fighting over diagnosis, symptoms, and this cause of suffering. They did this, they did that, they whatever us, and it was your pregnancy behavior, whoever, fighting over all this stuff and what caused it, okay? That's the complaining, comparing, and casting blame. But this belief that diets and remedies and therapies are needed, my kid won't get better unless I give them something or some whatever, diet, remedy, or therapy. That belief is low vibe and it's blocking your progress because you're blindly listening and believing propaganda, okay? Because it's affecting your true belief of what you know is true. Okay. And complaining, comparing, and casting blame is what happens when we're struggling to fight with people about what we know is true, but it's still not working for us. Like we don't like what we know, but we know it and we just want it to change, but we're not doing anything but complaining about it, right? That's number 4. And number 5 is just giving away power to professionals or experts. Anybody else, take care of this, fix it for me, right? That's what happens. You just don't want to do the work, so you just make someone else believe that they have to do it, that it's not your job, okay? Now, high vibe habits. This is what is making parents get progress. Number 1 is acceptance of the reality of your situation. They had tech, they didn't have tech, they have ear infections, you had a bad evaluation situation, they were left with your mother-in-law, you moved countries, whatever. It's the reality. It happened to you, it happened around you, all of that stuff. That's what we talked about in the trauma video last week. And then letting go of these sources that serve fear and manipulation. They're playing mind games with you, and you got to let go of that attachment to those mind games, because that's what mind games do. They make you, they pull and push and keep your energy coming back for more of the shock and awe and all that stuff. Fear, right? Oh no, I got to do this. I got to listen. If I don't, I won't, all of that business. And you let go of it. You have to let go. And then you have to learn new approaches that you believe will help. This sounds like a good idea. That's what I want to hear you saying to yourself when you listen to one of my videos, or you watch your kid show you how to blow bubbles with a string or something like that. And you say, wait, that's cool. I think this is good. Let's dive into it. I believe this is going to be good. This is inspiration for new intellectual approaches that you think are going to help, because what you're doing now isn't working. You have to try something new. And then changing how you talk and just observing the results, not changing with intention to say, okay, when I say these things more and more, then he's going to imitate me. Nah, this is observing the results. No expectations, just try new approaches and see what happens. This is how progress goes, because when it works, you double down and keep doing it. You're naturally going to do that anyway. And then the most important thing about this intellectual thing is you have to record and analyze your actions and see, what did you do that worked great and what did you do that failed? And which ones are you going to double down on, or which ones you're going to go back to? The fear and manipulation ones that made your meltdown or made you go to bed crying or whatever, or the things that make you feel great, that you're making progress because you see it every week in your workbook. You see it every week in your journal. You see it every week in your kid. And other people see it too, okay? All right, now we have to move into the energy of feelings, emotions, okay? And the quality of the energy that you use, that you choose, right? You can choose to feel great as your child's facilitator every single day, not just great when they talk someday, okay? And focusing on worry, fear, guilt, and shame, that keeps you low, okay? And positive energy focus allows a functional life. You'll find energy to do things because now you're cooperating and doing things and you're not just so stuck. Because honestly, energy, low vibe energy in physical and not environmental, but that's also physical, like what you do and your intention behind it, the intellectual energy and the emotional energy that you use, right? Habitually will either raise your energy levels, keep more coming. You'll find energy that you had nowhere, get your second wind halfway through the day when you reconnect with your child again, or the intention and focus and quality of the energy, physical, intellectual, and emotional. If you operate in that low vibe, you're going to feel exhausted, you're going to feel overwhelmed, and you're going to feel like you can't ever get out of it. And that's the cycle of this energy that will keep you down. You keep focusing on low energy feelings and feeling those low energy feelings and projecting those low energy feelings and ideas and all of that stuff. It's going to keep you down there. And I don't want that for you. I want you to move out of it. So let's talk about these low energy habits that keep parents stuck, right? Hang on a second. Here we go. The low energy is controlled with the heart. Oh, wait, we have to talk about how the quality of energy is controlled. Emotional energy is controlled. I've even got some ideas here, right? This is how we control our feelings. This is how we regulate ourselves. Energy is used based on what we feel is right, the right thing to do, the thing we need to do now. It drives us. Inspiration, it leads us to discover new truths, right? If we're not inspired, we'll stay stuck. But we need inspiration from our heart to discover, wait, something else is out there. I know there's a better way, right? That's what that is. And motivation pushes us. So inspiration leads us, and then motivation pushes us to improve our lives, to work our way up that thing and get out of these low feelings. And aggravation, when we're aggravated with these people, it causes us to resolve conflict, either in ourselves to get over it whenever somebody judged you or your kid, or actually reconnect with that person and figure out how to work with them instead of against them. If you have to go to school, like, and it's the only school you got, you can either resolve conflict or you can continue in aggravation, right? And these are the triggers that happen in your heart that you use to control. You either stay in these inspiration or you stay in the aggravation, right? Whatever you're focused on, because the emotional energy is all up and down the scale. Frustration makes us overcome challenge. I can't do it, but I want to. And so I'm going to figure it out with my heart and my mind and my physical energy. And anyway, it's the drive, right? We're literally driving from our heart to get us to do things. And the excitement, it lets us do what makes us happy. So when we feel these feelings in our heart, that's what's going to make us do something or not do something, depending on the quality of the energy that we feel. Now, when we feel low quality energy, low vibe energy, that's going to result in low vibe habits. And these are the low vibe emotional habits that block language progress. And we talked about complaining about your feelings or events from the past. Avoiding your child because you don't like their behaviors. You don't want to see it. It makes you cringe. It makes you judge. It makes other people cringe and judge. That's why it makes you do it, right? You're not accepting it. This is low vibe. You're avoiding it. Inconsistency or quitting because you doubt it. You tried a day or two, you tried one day to swap prompting, and then you went right back to it because you doubted and you went back into worry and you went back into those old habits again. Searching for someone to fix your child. These are, the people again who are shopping for a fixer because they don't feel like they are high enough vibe to do anything. They're not even taking showers, these emotional low vibe mommies. I know you're feeling horrible. about your place in life. And so you're just stuck in it, focusing on how low you feel. And it's denial that you're the best for your child. It can't be me. The way I feel, I'm not capable of anything. And it's true. In this low vibe, you're not, but you can change. This is up to you. This is what's the great thing about energy work is you can choose different habits. And this is what parents have done. They didn't start here. I promise. All these high vibe habits, all these parents had to work their way out of these low vibe energies to move into it. And here's what you do with your heart. Okay. You connect to explore your child's feelings and ideas without judgment, without expectation. Just see what they're doing and feeling so you understand them better. Okay. And you know how that looks for you, however that works. It comes from your heart, whatever your heart tells you to do. If your heart tells you to climb into bed with them, if your heart tells you to grab a blanket and snuggle them, if your heart tells you to throw them up in the air and make them laugh and giggle, that's what your heart, that's a high vibe energy activity, right? That's a high vibe habit. Listening to your heart when you see your child's face smile and look at you with that look, meaning they want you to chase them around, right? That's connecting to explore your child's feelings and responding to them with acceptance. You don't make them do anything to chase you around the room. You're not making them say, chase me. You're just doing it. You're responding because they're communicating with you and you love the feeling of connection more than you love the feeling of stopping the connection to make them do something, okay? And then sharing your ideas and feelings without any expectation. Watch me do this. Look at me. Watch me. This is what you want your child to do. You have to reflect that energy so they start to show you and share with you. This is your dream. It's what you want from these kids, and that's why you have to do it. And then prioritize fun and happy moments every day, no matter how low you are, no matter how much money you have or don't have, or what kind of place you live in, or what kind of food you eat. You can make happy and fun things every day with your child through that connection. And then focus on now when taking on a problem or challenge, instead of focusing on someday when this is done. Just do what you got to do, right? And then that's what gets you solving it, because where your attention goes, your energy flows and your action shows. Okay. And this is how these things result in progress. So the idea here is this energy vibration is realized through your experiences, how you feel, what you think should also be in here, and what you do result in your vibrational level, the quality of how you feel, the quality of what you think, and the quality of what you do. Remember, they come from these feelings. Look at these low things. Think about if you could, before this video started, or say 3 things, or when you laid your head on the pillow last night, which 3 feelings out of this list were you expressing to yourself? Saying from your higher self to yourself with energy. This is where we want to be. We want to be at least up to willingness and acceptance and reason and love. If you're stuck down in guilt and shame, right? I gave my kid too much video and all this stuff. How do you feel about what you've been doing, and how can you change? You can choose these new habits and feel better as a result, okay? Because you'll see action as a result. And in my workbook, look, you can see, if you've got the workbook, in all of the level charts, but these 2 in particular, the levels of connection with the language facilitator. That's how is your child's energy going right now? Are they stuck low in fight or flight, like we talked about last week, below the line, low vibe energy? Or are you, the mindset of the language facilitator, stuck in prompting, exhaustion? Remember, you feel like these images look, and your child feels like these images look, when the energy vibe is high or low, based on these scales right here. Okay, so you can learn how to gauge, qualify, and analyze this stuff. And then, like we talked about, the best habit is to document every day to keep yourself accountable and maintain high energy habits. And I have this page in here that talks about managing your triggers. That's in the workbook. I know it happens. That parents slip into low vibe energy, that propaganda, it intentionally does it to you. people are trying to divide you and tell you that this is good and this is bad and this is this and this is right and this is wrong, right? Everybody chooses the interventions they choose: ABA, natural facilitation, gestalt processing, speech therapy, PECs, whatever you're going to use, prompting, all of that stuff based on this energy. You made these choices. And if it wasn't your choice, if it was the therapist that came and said, I think your kid needs this, and you don't agree with what that is, remember, that's them coming with their energy, and you have the choice to say, no, thank you. It doesn't match with the high vibe energy that I want to expose my child to every day. And just by looking at this video and looking at the habits of what they do and the experience that the high vibe habits result in, what does that look like when everybody's using these high vibe habits? And what does it look like when everybody's using these low vibe habits? You know what that environment looks like. And those low vibe environments, you just need to start saying, no, thank you. I'm done. We're not coming anymore. We're choosing something else. We're choosing to be around people that motivates us to keep our energy high. That's energy work. Like I said, it's not about tarot cards or astrology. Well, those are tools to help you use energy and how to access. They're even underlying this stuff that I'm talking about right now. But it's really your experience that drives your energy, and you drive your experience. While we want to think that we were given this kid by God and now we've got to do this situation and we've got to work in these broken systems and all that stuff, all of that's happening anyway. You have control over your experience and your child's experience. You can say no to these things. I know that it seems like maybe there isn't another option because that's what they want you to think, right? Remember, that's their energy trying to keep you down, out of inquisitive, out of second guessing and really thinking like, wait a minute, I'm not sure that all this propaganda has real value for us anymore. Maybe it did at one time. Even give it credit for what it taught you. It taught you what is reality of going on out there. And that acceptance is one of those things that is what you're going to do. So Sarah, who watched the whole video, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your time in this video. I really appreciate you joining me. And those of you who are watching both live and on the replay, you can understand how this is a big job. It's a real big job. And my workbook helps you keep up the job, okay? Because if you don't have anybody else to keep you accountable, you've got to keep yourself accountable. Because energy work is the key to faster speech and language progress. Parents, especially mothers, have a natural energetic connection, and your child is waiting for you to help them share their wisdom with the world. They know how to project their ideas energetically to anyone who will tune in and understand them. Look at this video of this kid who's just waving his finger, and his mom's like, I don't know what you're doing with that finger. What is that finger about? I want you to teach me about what that is. And if you are struggling and you want help with this and figure out how to help your family, wavesofcommunication.com has all the resources. You can click on all these buttons and go to the areas and explore all the information I have there. Read the testimonials, watch even little testimonial videos from parents who figured this out, right? It's not an overnight job. Energy work is always present. It's always ongoing. And last week I talked about trauma. If trauma really damaged your energy field, like there's a whole body around you that is an energy body. That is, some people are super like sponges and you take in all the energy from everybody around you, and some of you are like projectors and you're projecting your energy around you. That's where the astrology comes in. I happen to be one of those projector types where somehow my energy draws people in. Whatever caused you to watch this video comes from my energy. You know that I have something to say because you saw the notification. That's all you know, right? In your intellectual mind, but you're open-minded enough to come here and say, and then when I say something that you resonate with what you believe in your mind, that mind part, right? What you know and you believe. And then if I've triggered an emotion in you, where you feeling like I'm really motivated to get my vibe up. Now this is my signal, my sign. Maybe you've been praying. Maybe you are your own intuitive energy, because we all have it available to us. This is how I'm explaining to you how to do this. You don't have to read tarot cards to tap into the energy. You have to tap into your child. That's where it's coming from. Remember, they are projecting to you through their nonverbal behavior, through their energy, through their facial expression, through their eyes. Like, you see the light coming out and you know what it needs. You know how they feel when it gets cloudy, when they look away, when they have certain behaviors. You know that their energy body is hurting and they need you to go and help them. This is how you are a mom. This is how you've gotten how far you are today. Okay? Energy work is available to you. And that's what this video is about. It's not woo-woo, it's not magic. It's all about the experience that you have the choice to create. You have the choice to think what you think. You have the choice to do what you do. You have the choice to believe what you believe. You have the choice to feel what you feel. And I'm not saying that all these feelings are bad. You can experience them, but you can also let them go just as easily as you can dig in and feel sad when you lose a family member, or you lose all your money, or you lose, people feel like that when they lose. And a lot of you feel like when somebody said your kid was autistic, you felt a loss of the future you dreamed about for your child, a loss of your identity as a mom of a future doctor or something like that. Whatever that loss you felt took your energy down because somebody projected their energy at you and you took it. You took it into your energy body and went stuck right down. Okay. So that's why all this is about. You really have to monitor yourself. Nobody can tell you, yeah, you're feeling like this. I mean, this is why when parents tell their kids you're feeling bad, like, how would that aggravate you? When people just project at you, wow, you're really upset right now, without helping, without facilitating, without responding to that energy and that feeling, right? And you don't need to have other people respond to you. You can respond to yourself. So if you're feeling like, wow, that was an experience I don't want to have again, I'm satisfied with the learning I got from it, but I'm also smart enough to not put myself in that situation again, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Because I didn't do the energy work. I didn't believe when people showed me who they are with their energy, their behavior, their intention. What are they throwing at me? What are they trying to get me to do by manipulating and controlling me with their body or their words or their energy, their emotions? Are they hitting? Are they yelling? Are they doing those things to you? Okay. This is why that shock factor on TikTok and all those things, this sells drugs, it sells beauty products, it sells weight loss programs, it sells all that stuff because people are afraid and low vibe trying to solve a problem by focusing on the problem and not the solution. And the solution is high vibe energy. And that's all. When you focus on the things that you can do that are great, that that you believe are good and positive and future focused, then you'll do them, right? But you have to be in high energy yourself. So that's where you start. Self-care, take care of yourself, all of that stuff. These habits are no joke. They work for people. And the people who stay in low vibe, you can talk as slow as you want and all that stuff. You won't stay with it. You won't continue. You'll quit. You'll just constantly second guess and stop after a day or more. And you won't go back because you doubt. Okay. Doubt, all that stuff, low vibe stuff. Keep yourself high vibe. I want that for you. And tell me if you're watching this video, just like Sarah, I love your videos. If you're one of these that likes my videos, please like this video and subscribe to me if you're still watching at the end of this, because I'm so close, less than 20 to get 8K subscribers. And I really want to hit that milestone because that helps more parents learn about me. So tell your friends about my videos, subscribe to my channel, like all my stuff, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me today, everybody, and bye for now.